Hello everybody and welcome to Rage and Glory.
As always, I'm Colby Colbert.
And I'm Computers 108.
I remember a long time ago we had that terrible game review.
What? The Sims 2 Pets?
No, the terrible game review.
Oh, you mean that Star Wars one we filmed with my phone and that Lego brick stand?
Oh god, there were a lot of bad reviews back in the start of our career. No, I'm specifically talking about Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Oh, that terrible review. Why didn't you say so?
I was trying to avoid saying the name.
So it was a bit of a flop.
Bit of a flop? Roll the clip! How about for the fact that we start the video with so much background noise that it's distracting? Mix that with poor lighting when I tell the history. We recorded the voiceover on my laptop and it's so muffled that it's barely recognizable. We had no script, the footage was too dark, we left all of our talking from when we were recording the game in the review, and let's not forget that for a good 10 minutes there's no voice recording, and that this video was 30 minutes long!
Dear Lord, we made that?
Unfortunately. But hey, we've come a long way since then. I'll say not to dwell on the past, but we can't stop thinking about how bad this review went, so we're going to give it another go.
I mean, with 3 years of experience, it can't go nearly as bad as that last time. So, where do we start with this whole redoing thing? You've never done this before.
Well, I assume it's a lot like riding a bike. Sure, we might have hit a tree the first time we went through, but this time we're bound to go straight.
And then promptly get hit by a bus that doesn't see you.
That's the spirit! Now, I guess when it comes to these reviews, we probably should put the intro, how about here?
Alright, intro. Check. What's next on our shopping list?
Let's see, laundry detergent, fruit snacks, case of water.
I meant for the game. So, the story of the game follows our main character, Ty, who's a Tasmanian tiger.
What is a Tasmanian tiger? Well, glad you asked. It's a small dingo-like creature that was hunted to extinction back when British settlers came to the island of Tasmania. Interesting enough, around the time that this game released, scientists had started a project to bring back the Tasmanian tiger through DNA cloning. Unfortunately, by 2006 it was concluded that the DNA sample was too damaged to successfully clone the Tasmanian tigers. But the game at least brought back its spirit.
Our villain in the game is a peacock named Boss Cass, who wants these magical things that are protected by the Tasmanian tigers. Why does he want them? Well, since he asked, I'll tell you. The short of it is that he wants to reinstate the ancient rule of his ancestors, the dinosaurs.
He does realize he is a bird, right?
Remember the comet!
Viva la revolution! The Tasmanian tigers stopped him from getting the magical doodads, but are sucked into a portal that made them disappear forever, leaving only our main hero who rediscovers his past after falling into a hole with Yoda's ghost in it, and deciding to help bring back the Tasmanian tigers and stop Boss Cass.
Of course, with his help from his friends, a smart-ass cockatoo, his adopted family, the Bilbos, Bilbies, and of course his dingo girlfriend, Shaza, who... Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world go round.
I need to go take care of something.
Yeah, me too. Ty's a 3D platforming Collect-a-thon. When it was released, many people said that the gameplay was simply a ripoff of Mario 64 or Crash Bandicoot. However, playing this game again, we can clearly say that Ty was, in reality, the illegitimate successor of Banjo-Kazooie.
Think about it like if Steve Irwin and Crocodile Dundee did a Let's Play of Banjo-Kazooie. That's Ty. So how we play the game is that Ty goes around and does missions, collects objects in his environments, and hits things with his trusty boomerangs.
Screw physics, because boomerangs. And for good reason, because these boomerangs are freaking awesome. We have regular boomerangs, flamerangs, the frosty rang, chronorang, aquarang, infarang, kaboomerang, megarang, multirang, omegarang, the doomerang, zappyrang, and the zoomerang. We also briefly see the lasso rang, but you don't get to keep it.
And let's not forget that you can freaking fly with all of them!
let's talk about the levels a bit.
The first few levels, the intro and the jungle, are very linear and simply follow the path. Very Crash Bandicoot-like, but it's just so damn great to see these variations of the Australian wildlife. However, it is as soon as you reach the tropical cove, you realize just how open world these missions can be.
The tropical cove mixes up gameplay by teaching you how to swim, and now you get to glide through the water, literally island hopping to collect and complete missions, even despite our complaints.
Your wife is missing and you're sending us to save her, so you can watch over this empty beach? You're a lifeguard! Do your job!
Of course, it seems to be that everyone is slacking at their jobs. Guess that's AIs for you.
You want me, an untrained wanderer, to save these endangered bats, Ranger Ken? Okay!
Yeah, what's there to know about saving bats? Or people? You know what? Hell, let's save the whole goddamn world while we're at it. Here, I'll just take my magical bucket and collect all of the world's sorrows. Now be careful not to tip it over, Timmy. Shit. Timmy did it.
Of course, the real enemy in this game isn't Boss Cats, but it's someone who can easily help the world's problems and chooses not to do anything but to profit off of them instead. And that villain has a name. His name is Dennis.
Okay, this guy really pisses us off. In this universe, we must collect the Thunder Eggs to progress in the game. And they are...
They're as rare as hen's teeth.
Yes, Maury. Despite the fact that they are everywhere, but nevertheless, Thunder Eggs equal cash.
And who is the richest man, frog, in this universe? Dennis. Who has enough Thunder Eggs to take us to the final level where Boss Cass is? Dennis. And who is a freaking cheapskate that only gives you a single Thunder Egg when you freaking save his life? Dennis! He has a collection of Thunder Eggs and doesn't even think, maybe I should help these guys save the world. They did save my life. Dennis. Dennis.
I think Eric is feeling some type of way about Dennis. I gotta say though, I agree. Like, never have I met a bigger ass than Dennis. Anyone else would have been like, hey, here's a check for 5,000 Thunder Eggs. But apparently Dennis doesn't feel that way about it. Seems like he thinks it was just required of us to save his skin. Which it was, but that's beside the point.
Never trusted Dennis.
Speaking of shady characters, you don't want to mess with, let's talk about Sly. Not that one, Ty's brother Sly.
Sly is the other main antagonist in the game, and he's working for Boss Cass and is constantly stalking you and leads you to traps.
First there's a giant boar, then a giant cyborg shark, which we kill, Jaws style. Of course, as in all games meant for younger audiences, he doesn't die, but we do manage to free him of the machinery. A boss battle with Sly, and a fight with, the only way I can explain it is, a giant purple ape, who's actually a robot.
Coming to theaters this summer, The Konginator.
And then we finally have the right materials to go to fight Boss Cass himself. We teleport into his secret lair and... this is surprisingly James Bond-like.
We sneak into the fortress and have a giant battle with this bat lady thing, and... okay, we have to say it before moving ahead. At points this game feels like it's incomplete.
There's an entire section where you play as the Bunyip Elder. It's kind of hidden in level, and when you get to it, you become invincible for a short time and have a completely different set of moves. But the problem is that it's missing a few sound effects, like the sound of him hitting the ground, and it's a side in the game, like they almost hoped you wouldn't find it.
As well as the world map is only like 3/4 used. Every corner has a hub where there's some sort of levels. Except for the one area in the northwest corner. It even looks like there was supposed to be an entrance, but it's blocked off by rocks. And some of these characters act in ways like we were supposed to know them earlier in the game. It's weird.
I think the best explanation is my guy in the basement analogy. Here we go. They have one guy working on this project with a relatively loose due date. But this guy liked eating tacos more than programming, so he just ate tacos most of the time. Then along came his deadline, and with a taco in one hand and the other hand on the keyboard, this game was born amongst meaty goodness and sloppy sausage.
Or Chrome gave the devs a tight schedule and they had to cut stuff to make the deadlines.
You may just be onto something there, Detective Ryan.
So we make it to Boss Cass and we must fight him in this giant robot suit. We then must destroy his suit. Ty asks Sly for help, and he says,
Okay.
and now we have the Doomerang, and it sucks.
Okay. To be fair, the Doomerang doesn't suck, but the mission where you use it sure does. The Doomerang is controlled by the player, and you must throw it through a narrow tunnel into the heart of the machine to blow it up. The reason why this doesn't work is because there are branching tunnels everywhere to mislead you. Death traps galore! And the fact that this thing has as much control as your alcoholic uncle at a Christmas party during happy hour doesn't exactly help your case either.
Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is a flawed game, but it's still a really good game. At some point near the ending of the Nintendo 64's lifespan, the 3D Collect-a-thon platformer just simply died out. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger was that last-ditch effort to prove that the 3D Collect-a-thon could still be successful, and I guess it worked since it got 2 extra sequels after that. I have heard that they were trying to bring back Ty the Tasmanian Tiger, and who knows? With the successful GoFundMe of Yooka-Laylee, maybe this is the right environment to give Ty the Tasmanian Tiger the recognition it deserves.
Hey, Collect-a-thons may have died out, but many of their elements can still be seen in popular titles today. For example, Ratchet & Clank is basically just a rudimentary version of parkour and weapons with a smattering of gadgets here and there. And they literally just released a new game for this series.
With that being said, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger gets a rating of 8.9 out of 10, and our personal rating of Glorify on the Rage Glorification meter. Although, there is one thing I could say. If Australia is really like that, then I'm glad I don't live there. Still, it would be nice to be able to get somebody's opinion from somebody who actually is from Australia.
Someone call me?
Ah! Overbite the Shark, what are you doing here?
Well, you asked for the opinion of a natural-born Aussie, so I'm your guy.
Alright, I guess. Well, Overbite, you're from Australia. What do you think about the Australia of this game? I mean, it's very dangerous, isn't it?
Oh, are you kidding, mate? This Aussie is quite tame in comparison to real Aussie. I haven't seen a single poisonous snake, fire tornado, or koala mugging in this game.
Oh. I didn't know Australia was that dangerous.
Oh, it's not too bad. You should see Tuesdays. Me and my shark brethren get a week's worth of meat sacks in a single day. It's quite nice.
Well, I guess that was the perspective I was looking for.
No problem, mate. Now, if you excuse me, I'm gonna eat all the ham in your fridge.
Well, he's a weird guy.
Okay, but now that we've revisited our past, what do we do now?
I don't know, there's probably something from our past that's still haunting us. The question is what?
Oh god. I just thought of something.
Is it secret? Is it safe?